Hi, my name is Grace Humphrey, and today I'm going to be presenting my how-to speech for public speaking. I decided to make my topic over something like organizing a backpack. I decided to choose this topic because I believe that being organized is a skill you're going to need to have throughout your whole life, including in a workplace. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is obviously the backpack. Picking out a backpack can be very personal in that you need to realize that the bag that you're getting is what you're going to be carrying around. So as for me, I choose to pick out a bag that has more compartments just because I personally don't use my school locker, so all of my supplies needs to be able to fit into the bag that I'm carrying. So I usually get mine from Vera Bradley because they make really good quality backpacks and also come with a lot of compartments. I also choose to get the one that comes with a laptop sleeve just because I personally have a laptop that I carry around with me at school. You can go to a store and look at the different backpacks and notice that some either have one compartment, some have up to 5 compartments, or you can get one that just has one big compartment and one on the outside. You just need to pick one that best fits what you're looking for supplies wise, and if it's even for school or whatever you're getting one for. Because if you have a lot of supplies and you pick one that only has one big compartment, the odds of you losing everything in your bag or it falling apart or ripping are pretty great. So yeah. The next thing you need to think about are binders for school, because you're going to want to separate your assignments and classes into different binders. So I usually, what I've done in the past is get 2-inch binders, and I can usually fit 2 classes in those binders. So I'll have a divider that divides, say, A and P from college English, and then I can keep 2 classes in one binder and minimize the space, and also have a pocket on this side for one class and a pocket on that side for the other class. But this is usually what my binders look like. This year I only have 2 important classes since I am a senior, so I don't have to have a lot of supplies this year versus what I did have to have freshman year. But this is usually what mine look like. I have some papers in here that I'm either working on now or that don't have holes in them, and then I have this that keeps my highlighters and other stuff that I need for English, and then I keep my important papers up front. So this is my syllabus and other essay information that I need, and then I organize it important to least important, so that's how that goes. That's usually what my binders look like. Also, buying binders can be personal as well, because if you have a class like art versus English, you're going to need a bigger binder for English, obviously, than you would for art. So you need to keep that in mind too when you're buying stuff, because you don't want to take up more space than what actually needs to be taken up. Another thing that helps you stay organized are planners. I have had multiple planners in the past that I always buy but never end up using, but this is the one that I have now. It just has a week breakdown, and then it goes into monthly too. But these are really handy, especially if you have college classes, because you can write on Friday what quizzes you have or what assignments you have that are due. And planners are just, their goal is to keep you organized. So if you're trying to be organized, this is probably a good thing for you to get. Another thing that I have that I just started doing this year but really helps is having one folder for all my important papers. So whatever the school hands out, right now I have a college transcript that I keep in here because I need to remember that I need to fill this out, have my mom fill it out. So whenever I come home, I always take this out and I'll open it, and I put all my assignments that I have due the next day in here, or papers I need to have signed, and take back to school instead of having to dig through the individual binders to find my assignments or try to remember off the top of my head what is due the next day. I just have one folder that tells me all of that, which is really handy to have. And then some extra stuff that you don't necessarily need to have but helps me stay organized are, I'll just start with these. These are note cards. You can get the big ones or the skinny ones. I have some skinny ones in the novel that I'm reading right now in my English comp class, and they really help with writing down important information about that chapter. Or if you have some science book that you have an assignment due, you can write on the note, or the sticky note, what when that assignment is due, so you can be like, read this chapter due Monday, whenever. So these are really handy. Another thing that's handy are dividers. I don't have any in my binders right now just because I'm only keeping one class in my binders, but there's two types of binders, or not binders, dividers, my bad. There's one that doesn't have folders and one that does have folders. I really like the ones that have folders just because, like I said, I'm a person who has a lot of, for some reason I have like a lot of papers and supplies. I feel like more than the average person. But I like this because it gives me more compartments to put my stuff in instead of just the two that the binders provide. And then there's also these ones that just separate your classes and nothing special about them. The last thing are these little pocket folders, I think they're called. I'm not exactly for sure. But in here you can keep all of your pencils and pens. Like I had one in my English binder, just because for note taking and all my note cards, I do a lot of that in that class. But just so I don't have these loosely flying around in my backpack, I can keep them all here and I won't lose them as easy as I'll lose my other pens and pencils. So that's basically it. That's how I organize my backpack and how I've managed to stay on top of my grades and turning everything in this year. And it really works for me. And being organized can just help, like it said, reduce stress and even like give you more energy and gives you more health benefits. So I'm going to read this quote from guruhabits.com. And it says being organized gives you, guru.com gives you over 25 reasons that being organized can be beneficial to you, such as improving grades, saving energy, and it helps you be punctual. And it also gives a lot more examples. So if you want to go to that site and read them, that's a good one to go to. And thank you for listening to my speech.